Hello everyone, welcome to our new session. Today we are going to start with a new topic, verbs. So what are verbs? Verbs are those words which express or tell us about the action that has been done in a sentence. So in simple words we can say that a verb is an action word or doing word. Let's understand this with an example. Here you can see I wrote a letter. Here wrote is the action that has been performed. So wrote is the verb. What else? Verb can be a single word. It can be made up of two words or it can be more than two words. Let's understand this. One word, we have done this. I wrote a letter. Then two words. I am writing a letter. Now I have changed this sentence from simple present to present continuous. I am writing a letter. Here there is a helping verb and a main verb. So the verb has been made by two words. In the third sentence, I have been writing a letter for 2 hours. So this have been writing is made up of 3 letters. So like this, verb can be of single word, two words and more than two words. So here is a term, verbal phrases, and we have understood what are phrases in sentences, that when two or more than two words come together and have a meaning, they form a phrase. And verbal phrases are those phrases which have verbs in them. For example, if we take a verb look, we can form various verbal phrases like look for, look into, look sharp, look after. They all have different meaning. That means you can form a number of phrases by just changing a preposition or a word. So here we have understood that what are verbs. Verbs are simply action words and it can be a single word, two words or more than two words. We understood those with examples. The next is verbal phrases. Those phrases which have verbs in them. Now, verbs are broadly classified into two types, lexical verbs and auxiliary verbs. Now, let's understand what are lexical verbs. So, lexical verbs are those verbs which have meaning. For example, sleep, talk, go, come, read and walk. So these kind of verbs which have their own meaning are lexical verbs. These are also known as main verbs. These lexical verbs then express two things. The first is the action or the state of being. State of being means your emotions, what you feel. For example, we have two sentences here. I wrote a letter and I enjoy comedy movies. In this, you can see that wrote is the verb where an action has been done. So it is an action verb. But here, I enjoy comedy movies. So this is my state of being, that I enjoy. I don't do any action but I enjoy. So this enjoy is the static verb or linking verb. Now let's understand what are these. Those lexical verbs which expresses any action are action verbs and those which express state of being are linking verbs. The other names of these verbs are dynamic verbs and static verbs. Now you know that what is the meaning of dynamic and static. Dynamic means something in motion but static means something still. So that's why the name has been given dynamic verbs and static verbs. Now, what are linking verbs? As its name suggests, linking, that means it is joining two things. Which are the two things that these linking verbs are joining? So, linking verbs join So, the linking verb joins subject with its information. Understood? Now, what does it mean? Let's take an example. My teacher got angry. Here, this got is the linking verb because it is linking teacher with this word angry. It is giving the information about the subject, that the subject is angry. So those verbs which join subject and the other part of the sentences are known as linking verbs. Now we have understood that lexical verbs which have their meanings can be used as an action verb or linking verb. But there are some verbs which can also be used as linking verbs but are not in the category of lexical verbs. Now, which are those verbs? So, those verbs are the forms of be, have and do. So, what do? They link the subject with the other part. For example, in the first sentence we can see he is tall. Now, he is the subject, is the form of be and tall is the adjective, that means complement. So, he is tall. Here is used as a linking verb which is linking subject with this complement. In the second sentence we used have. I have many friends. So this have, here no action has been performed but it is showing that I have many friends. So it is just linking these many friends with I. The third sentence, he did his homework. Now this did is joining he and his homework, and you know that did is the past form of do. So these were the lexical verbs. Let's understand what are auxiliary verbs. Before moving on to auxiliary verbs, I would like you to revise what we have understood in lexical verbs. So lexical verbs are those verbs which have their meaning and they express two types of things. The first is action and the other is state of being. Those lexical verbs which express an action are action verbs or dynamic verbs. Those lexical resources which expresses a state of being are linking verbs or static verbs. There are some other forms of verbs which are included in the form of linking verbs and which were the forms of be, do and have. Now let's start auxiliary verbs. As apparent from its name, auxiliary means helping. So auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. And what do? They help the main verb. So the first is the same example which we have been doing since the beginning. I wrote a letter. In this you can see one single verb and this is the main verb. In the second sentence, I am writing a letter. Now here writing, this write is the main verb. And to make this sentence, which word is helping us? This. So this am is helping verb. Similarly, I can write a letter. Now here write is again the main verb where can is the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. You have to remember one thing, that helping verb never exists alone. There will always be a main verb. This is how you can recognize then when a verb is a linking verb or a helping verb. Now these auxiliary verbs are also of two types, modal verb and non-modal verb. So modal verbs are can, could, may, might, must, should, ought to, has to, have to, had to, like this. In non-modal verbs, there are the forms of be, do and have. Let's take the previous examples once again. I can write a letter. Now this can is a modal verb. And in this I am writing a letter. This am is the form of be. So this is a non-modal verb. Sometimes you can make a sentence using modal verb and non-modal verb together. For example, here, I could have scored more. Now this could is a modal verb, have is the non-modal verb, and the main verb is score. So you have used both the verbs and formed a sentence. Now don't confuse yourself that when a non-modal verb is used as a lexical verb or an auxiliary verb. We will do some examples to understand it. You have to keep. You have to keep one thing in your mind, that if the form of be, to, you have to keep one thing in your mind, that if you are using the form of be, do and have, and there is no main verb present, then it is a linking verb, which is linking subject with the other sentence, which is linking subject with the rest of the sentence. But if there is a main verb present, then it is the helping verb. Let's have a look at the examples. So the first example is, the train is late, the train is running late. In both the examples, you can see that is common. Now is the form of be. So let's understand where it is acting as a linking verb or where it is acting as an auxiliary verb. The train is late. There is no other verb present. So this is the lexical verb. Whereas in the second sentence you can see the train is running late. Running is the main verb present. So it is just helping this verb, and is the helping verb. The boys had sandwiches for breakfast and the boys had bought sandwiches for breakfast. Here had is common. No other verb is present, so it is lexical verb. In this, had bought, the past participle of buy. So had bought, their had is auxiliary verb. In the third sentence, I did my homework. It is simply lexical verb. I did not complete my homework. In this, it is auxiliary verb, because the main verb complete is there. I hope you understood what are verbs and its types. Now it's time to do the practice of the same what we have learned. So are you ready? Let's start. That's all for this session. If you have any query, I would love to answer. You can just comment below. See you in the next part of the verbs. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.